catch no fame because I'm worth too many M's, you dig? Hey, what's going on, man?
You ain't from the hood. Nah.
I gotta give a shout out to everybody who donated just in case I forgot somebody.
You ain't never got put on. You
I
ain't
done saw
from the
people
hood.
in the damn chat room done donate. I gotta put everybody in.
Ain't from the hood. Hell no.
Just in case I missed
You
ya.
ain't never got put on. You ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on. Always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had the little homies press they ass for your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braid. Took a 2-man fade. I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right. But I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh, you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't play with guns. You ain't from the hood. Nah. You ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood, ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little thot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Gotta throw away
No, this
in the
nigga.
stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a damu. My little cousin making paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Fire Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood, ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
What up, everybody in the chat? I decided to do this video, you know what I'm saying, because I had an abortion video ready and edited and all that old stuff, and I'm working on that video right now. I should give y'all a sneak preview. Should I give y'all a sneak preview? Let me see. Do I got a sneak preview in me? No, I haven't even wrote it yet. I just edited it. Oh, you haven't even edited it yet. But I got a sneak preview for y'all. I ain't got no sneak preview. But I decided to make this video because I couldn't do the other video in time and get it out today. So I'm like, let me make another video because the people want a video. They don't want to be not watching nothing tonight, you know what I'm saying? Or if they wake up in the morning and not watching nothing in the morning. They pay for this shit. They donated to this shit, so I gotta do this shit. Now, everybody talking about Clarence Thomas. Now, Clarence Thomas didn't write the opinion. That was Scalito, right? But everybody picking on old Clarence Thomas. Everybody got something to say about Clarence Thomas. Now, you know, I'm a historian, right? So I had to go back and understand why they picking on Clarence Thomas. And I know why they're picking on Clarence Thomas, because Clarence Thomas is a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? And the liberals brainwash people like me, the old liberal me, you know what I'm saying, to hate niggas like Clarence Thomas and educated black men that are successful and stuff like that, and love Barack Obama, the niggas that are puppets. They brainwashes the believers. They brainwashes the believers Thomas is a sellout and all that. But Thomas ain't no sellout. He's a real nigga. You got to get to know Thomas. Look, if anybody out there hating on Thomas, any niggas out there hating on Thomas, spend time with some Thomas. You get to love Thomas. Go look. I mean, you ain't gonna spend no real time with him, but go look at some of his videos. Go look at some of his statements. Go look at some of these things he done for the black community as a black man. Go look up his history, where he grew up at, right? Go look at his history of how he became a Supreme Court judge, right? The shit he had to go through, and you tell me Thomas is not a real black man, huh? Now, I decided to put some clips together that let you show that Barack Obama and the Democrats and the liberals and Joe Biden been going after Poe Clarence Thomas for a long ass time. They've been playing this shit for a long time. They been not liked him. They been, because you know why? Thomas don't follow what the liberals say. He don't follow the so-called Uncle Tom stereotype, right? So they got to turn him into an Uncle Tom, right? They got to turn him into something he not. But Thomas is a real nigga. Case in point, I'm finna prove it tonight. So if any white people watching this video and they want to explain to their black people, right, on how Thomas is a real nigga and what they doing to Thomas, because I know you can't say real nigga, you know what I'm saying? And some of them got to understand the language of a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? So point them to this video and say, look, I can't say that word, right? But if you want to know if Thomas is a real black man, go look at Black Rose video, and I'll probably rename this video Clarence Thomas, the realest nigga in the world. I'll probably name it that. I don't know, because he's damn near close. Let's get into it. Let's see what Thomas got to go through as a black man, breaking down barriers and stuff, opening up doors for other black men that Barack Obama never had. Barack Obama had to do it too, but Barack Obama had to never go through the shit he had to go through to become who he is right now. Never, and we're gonna find out why. Roll it.
Saying that Clarence Thomas should resign.
I don't think he should have ever been appointed. So let me take it back up there. I do thank you for your question.
Thank you for your donation. Who is that? Blazer 101, thank you for your donation. May God bless Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is a real one. Blazer 101. Clarence Thomas is a real one. Watch this.
We know exactly what's going on here. And to pretend that it's for some other reason, stop. Do I have like stupid written on my the back of my shirt?
Blazer 101, do we got stupid written on the back of our shirt? We know what's going on. We know that Thomas is a historical black man, but in order to wipe out his importance, what you got to do? You got to wipe out his history, Clarence. And what the Democrats been doing? Tearing down statues, tearing down all kind of memorials and shit like that, and tribunes and stuff, right? They want to erase history. Guess what they want to do to Clarence, Blazer 101? They want to erase his ass too. Hey, Miss Black Barbie. Haven't seen you in a minute.
Why the National Museum of African American History seems to be ignoring one particular historic African American.
Of course, the representation more than anything, you pointed out, first black woman, there's only been 2 black men, and those numbers are a little shocking.
And one doesn't really represent the black community.
Whoa, did you hear that? It's only been 2 black Supreme Court justices, but she said one of them don't represent the black community. What? This is how you kick somebody out of the black community. This is how you erase somebody out of the black community. You get these black-ass liberals to say he doesn't represent the black community like Barack Obama ever did. He represented way more than Barack Obama did, right? And he represented the straight people, right, and the Christian people, and not the gay people, a whole lot stronger than Barack Obama did too.
The brand new National Museum of African American History and Culture makes virtually no reference to Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, the second African American to sit on the nation's highest bench.
Ain't that historical? That should be celebrated. Like Condoleezza Rice should have been celebrated. Colin Powell, even though he sold out, he should have been celebrated. But since they're all Republican and all conservative, guess what? They're not.
I mean, come on. We know what this is all about. This isn't about what they say it's about. So people should just tell the truth.
This is the de facto...
They should tell the truth, right? They should tell the truth. He's a de facto Supreme Court. That means he's the head Supreme Court justice judge, right? He's the head of them all. He's the top nigga. So he's damn near the most... Right now, Clarence Thomas is the most important black man on the face of the earth. He's more important than Barack Obama because Barack Obama can't make no decisions, Barack Obama don't hold no office. Barack Obama don't hold no weight. All he can do is talk. Clarence Thomas can make decisions. So Clarence Thomas is actually the strongest and most powerful black man on the face of the earth. And he's the head of the Supreme Court. What? That should be celebrated. This nigga is the head. How many people thought ever that we understand a black president, and that was cool. We got a black president. But the head of the Supreme Court too, and he's not a sellout. He's a real nigga. Come on, man. You can't get no better than that.
Chief Justice, here's what you wrote about Thomas in part. If Thomas is not a sellout, then the term has no utility. He's the paradigmatic figure whom many African Americans rightly despise, the black who, from a position of privilege attained by the sponsorship of powerful whites, consistently subverts struggles for African American collective elevation, all the while deploying his blackness as a shield against criticism.
See how when the white people want to be racist now, right? Just like they want to have slaves, right? They don't get slaves by saying they want slaves. They get slaves by letting immigrants in, right? When they want to do racist, they can't say racist shit, so they get black people to do racist shit and say racist shit for them, right? So all the stuff they say they are against, they actually for, right? Because they allow black people to do it, right? Allow black people to get on here and be racist as shit, right? Oh, Thomas is a sellout. Thomas is Uncle Tom. They're writing books on how Thomas is a sellout. They're trying to destroy his character so they can take the black man out of history. And it's wrong.
You also write you were solicitous of him at first, and then you said, I am a sap. Who changed, Thomas or you?
This is the wrong black guy.
You better hope that they don't come for you, Clarence, and say you should not be married to your wife, who happens to be white.
You hear that, James Touche? God bless Clarence Thomas. James like, God bless Clarence Thomas. You see that? Now they're trying to say, right, oh, you better hope they don't come after you because you got a wife that's actually white. You see how they trying to call him sellout, putting the extra Uncle Tom in him? Oh, you got a wife that's white. Ain't that supposed to be what America's about? Breaking color line. Ain't that what Dr. King dream was? Right? Why would you judge him? Why would you even bring that up? Oh, you better be lucky they don't come after you. You hear that shit, James? You better be lucky. You better be lucky the zookeeper don't come after you, bitch. Huh? James, the same person that go after my baby mama should be going after her ass. And you know who I'm talking about. Huh? Because she talk a lot of shit. She talk a lot of shit. The same person I signed to my baby mama ought to redirect some of that damn money, James. You feel me? Because she getting on here doing the white man job for them, James. That's what the white man want to say. Look at this nigga. He married to a white girl. He's a sellout. They can't get it. They can't say it. So, James, guess what? They get her to say it, James.
And that is pretty rich, coming from Thomas, who, unlike any other justice, is married to someone so politically active on the far right. She might as well wear a Tea Party tricorner hat or become a QAnon YouTuber.
You see how they try to not only talk about his relationship with his wife, James, you see how they also try to separate and talk about his wife separate, right? So now, since he is a conservative, right, that gives them ammunition to be racist, right? Talk about his wife basically being dumb, right? The average white girl, right? You got a black girl talking about, oh, she might as well be a QAnon conspiracist. That's talking about how dumb the white girl is, how dumb his wife's supposed to be. And his wife is very educated.
A QTuber, as they like to call themselves.
Clarence Thomas is signaling they would like to get rid of contraception. Do you understand, sir? No, because you don't have to use it.
He has to be destroyed. Just say it.
If you read Clarence Thomas' concurrence, he said, thank you, fuck Clarence Thomas.
Fuck you, Clarence Thomas!
Then now at least we're honest with each other.
But if somehow they manage to stumble into the Supreme Court,
Do any of you guys trust Uncle Clarence and Amy Coney Barrett and those guys to actually follow the letter of the law?
He says, you know, well, you're not in the Constitution. You're back to being a quarter of a person.
We're back to the 50s.
Huh? What did she say? What did the View allow a white woman to get there on there and say? Right? First, Whoopi say, you're not, they can take your rights. You could be 2/3 of a person, Clarence, right? And then they got a white woman say, we're going to take it back to the 50s. What you mean, when they was hanging niggas? That's what you mean? We're going to take it back to the 50s. Huh? That's two racist ass statements towards a black man. Why would they let a white woman get on there and say that we're gonna take it back to the 50s? When Kramer said that on stage, his ass got fired and blackballed and everything. Remember Kramer said we will take it back to the 50s and you would be hanging from a tree. Kramer said the same shit, but her ass got a job.
Oh well, you're not in the Constitution. You're back to being a quarter of a person.
We're back to the 50s.
He knew he was going into the trial of his life with the Senate, run by the Democrats.
Huh? Right now, Donald Trump hearing is being ran by the same group of people. Right? The two people, the two people who's best fighting for your constitutional rights, right? The Democrats are trying to both of them right now. They're trying to make sure Donald Trump never run for office again, and they're trying to make sure Clarence Thomas they're trying to impeach Clarence Thomas of the Supreme Court. The two strongest people in the American that's conservative, Clarence Thomas and Donald Trump, the jury is out on them right now. They're going after them protesting. They're going after them in court, right? They're going after their decisions. They're going after their kids. They're going after their wife. They're going after their family. They're going after everything. Right? It's cries for Clarence Thomas to be impeached or be kicked off the Supreme Court, and it's cries for Donald Trump to be locked up and not be able to run for president again. The same group of people. They was doing it back then, and they still doing it now.
The hearing will come to order.
We knew it was in the lion's den.
Huh? And who was the head of both of the times? Right? The confirmation hearing, right? When he was at Anita Hill. Confirmation. Who was the head? Who the head of the shit right now? Calling for Clarence Thomas to get fired. Right? The same person who didn't want to get Clarence Thomas hired is the same motherfucker trying to get Clarence Thomas fired. Stop me when I'm lying.
Good morning, Judge. Welcome to the blinding lights.
I think that this today is a travesty.
Finding out what you mean when you say that you would apply the natural law philosophy to the Constitution is, in my view, the single most important task of this committee.
Like Captain Kirk, donating is one of the single most tasks of this damn channel. Good looking out, Captain Kirk, coming through. Captain Kirk, what did Captain Kirk say? Gas money. Captain Kirk, keep fucking with you, Captain Kirk. I'm going to get a full tank. Yesterday you gave me some gas money. Today you gave me some gas money. Fucking with Captain Kirk, I finna hurry up and get me a full damn tank of gas in LA, so you know that's a lot of damn money. Huh? Good looking out, Captain Kirk, on the donation. But you see, Captain Kirk, how the same person back then, right, is the same person right now, right? And you know why they doing that, right? Because he's not like Barack Obama, Captain Kirk. He's no Barack Obama. Right? Barack Obama was a puppet. And you know why? You never heard Barack Obama hanging with Clarence Thomas, right? Talking to Clarence Thomas. One of the other strongest black men in the world, Captain Kirk, at that time, you have no relationships with Clarence Thomas and Obama. You know why? Because Clarence Thomas a real nigga. He only fuck with real niggas. Huh? That's why they couldn't have him up in there.
And did you ever expect to see an African-American president during your lifetime? Is that something you thought would happen?
Oh, yeah. I guess I've always thought there would be black coaches, black heads of universities. Maybe, again, as I said, I'm naive.
Huh? He naive, Captain Kirk. He naive. He always thought it was going to be a black president. You know why? Because he know Washington. He not a politician, but he know what the fuck going on. And he been trying to tell niggas for years. But niggas don't want to listen because the liberals want to say he's a sellout. Don't listen to Clarence Thomas. He's a sellout.
Senator Biden was very focused on natural law. How did that go?
Who knows? I have no idea what he was talking about. But
because don't nobody know what Joe Biden is talking about, right? But you better understand what Clarence Thomas is talking about. He said Barack Obama was picked by the elite.
But the thing that I knew that it would have to be a black president who was approved by the elites.
Huh? Why you think they hate Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas, Clarence Thomas, Clarence Thomas, Clarence Thomas, huh? It was I wasn't picked by the elites. This nigga was. Huh? This is why they okay him. He's okay by the elite. Why you think he going for the gay shit? Why you think he passing all these gay bills? Huh? He's going with the elite. I'm going with the Constitution. Right? I may be against gay marriage and against all the other shit. I'm sticking with the Constitution. Why you think he with the gay shit? He's with the elite. The elite picked this nigga. You hear that, James Hussein? You hear that, Captain Kirk? Huh? You hear that, Blazer 101? The elite picked this nigga. I didn't. The elite did. So why you mad at me? This is why they hate Clarence Thomas. You never saw Clarence Thomas fucking with Barack Obama.
I just want to make sure we all know what we're talking about here.
The media, because anybody they didn't agree with, they would take apart. And that will happen with virtually.
You and I know at least what we're talking about here.
You pick your person, any black person who says something that is not the prescribed things that they expect from a black person will be picked apart. Huh?
Anything will be picked apart, right? That's why Joe Biden was saying something about the natural order, right? The natural order. That was some racist cold shit inside the probably some racist ass Illuminati shit inside the hearing. You know the order. That's why he was like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know the order. Yes, you do. No, I don't. He just sat there. I don't really know no fucking order you talking about. I'm not with that elite shit.
There's a fervent and aggressive school of thought that wishes to see natural law further inform the Constitution.
Natural law. That's what the elite. That's natural law. They with that natural law shit. Clarence Thomas don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Than it does now.
You can pick anybody. Don't pick me. Pick anyone.
Argued against by the positivist led by Judge Bork. Now, again, that may be lost on all the people. You know and I know.
Huh? You know and it may be lost on all the people, but you know and I know. You see how Barack was picked by elite. Clarence Thomas and I wasn't. Joe Biden up here talking about you know and I know.
What we're talking about.
Who has decided not to go along with it. There's a price to pay. So I always assumed it would be somebody the media had to agree with.
The media I had to agree with. You know and I know what the natural order is.
I have to be perfectly honest with you. You sit there and you have no idea what they are talking about. All I know is that he was asking me these questions about natural law.
Someone may apply it in a way, like Moore, who leads him in a direction that is, quote, liberal.
Natural order is, you see what I'm saying? Somebody go, Joe Biden is talking some Illuminati. He's talking for the elite.
Have you met President Obama?
But Clarence Thomas did. Have you met Obama? Hell no, I ain't met Obama. I'm a real nigga.
Has had a chance to speak with him personally or just in passing?
Well, in passing more. I mean, he visited the court It's not like I don't do a lot of Washington, so I'm not into politics.
Neither was Donald Trump, huh? Neither was Donald Trump. I don't do politics. I see him in the White House, but I don't hang around these niggas. I don't hang around these trick ass niggas. I'm a real one, huh?
You may apply it in a way that leads you in a direction that's conservative.
So, I mean, there's not that many occasions I shook hands with him at the inauguration. Just very polite. But no, I've had no in-depth conversations.
I don't fuck with him because he fuck with the elite. Well, Joe Biden trying to get me to confirm right now that I fuck with the elite, and I don't know what he's talking about.
Or you may, like many argue, not apply it at all. But it is a fundamental question that is going to be almost impossible for non-lawyers to grasp in an exchange. But you know and I know it is a big, big deal. And in conclusion,
the only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
One of the things you do in hearings is you have to sit there and look attentively at people you know have no idea what they're talking about. I think that it is disgusting.
They tried to lynch my nigga, right? Now, tell me this, right? This happened when Clarence Thomas was getting confirmed, right, with the Anita Hill shit. If you line up the shit that's happening today, they never stopped with the lynching of Clarence Thomas. And Clarence Thomas never gave a fuck, right? He never gave a fuck. But they always tried to lynch Clarence Thomas. Way since the Anita Hill, turning black on black.
I think that this hearing should never occur in a...
Huh? Look at all the white people. What that look like? One black man, this is probably Anita Hill right here, right? Or somebody way in the back. Right, look at all these white people looking at him. Joe Biden, Democrats. This is Bernie Sanders, Democrats. All these Democrats, white liberal men looking to lynch a black man in public. Ain't that what the Democrats used to do back in the days? Lynch black men in public? Clarence Thomas know it. He called him out on it. Y'all trying to lynch a nigga in public. This is what this is.
America. This is a case in which this sleaze, this dirt, was searched for by staffers of members of this committee.
Huh? This committee. What they doing to Trump right now? What the committee doing? Huh? What they doing? Lynching him in public. This is what they do when they don't like you. This is what they do when they don't like you. Know how the hell this shit got on here.
Was then leaked to the media. And this committee.
Huh? What? It was leaked. What was leaked? Decisions is leaked. They was leaked back then when Clarence Thomas was running. It's leaked now. They haven't stopped leaking with Clarence Thomas, right? The leaks haven't stopped. The prosecution in public hasn't stopped. The lynching by white people on Clarence Thomas haven't stopped. White liberal Democrats, that is, hasn't stopped. In public, a leak for the media to have. And what the media do now is what the media done back then.
And this body validated it and displayed it at prime time over our entire nation.
Huh? What they doing right now? CNN, MSNBC. Huh? They displaying that. Huh? They protesting at his house. They leaked the decision. Right? They going after him. Talking about he should design it. All the Democrats, the liberals going after him. A public lynching of him. When have it stopped?
Listen, obviously an unprecedented week for the Supreme Court after the leak of a draft majority opinion that would overturn Roe v. Wade.
Huh? When have the leaks stopped? They leaking then, now they leaking now. When have the leaking stopped on Clarence Thomas?
And with big decisions on other major issues on the way, what comes next?
Week, a fellow Democrat, a fellow Southern colleague, Vinnie Thompson.
Remember when Morning Joe used to do Real News? Look at Clyburn basically sit up here like Lazarus, you know what I'm saying, and basically deny, right, that you can be racist towards Clarence Thomas when somebody else called him Uncle Tom or Uncle Clarence. You can be racist to him. He don't even defend it. He's people up here lynching a black man in public, right? A Supreme Court judge, and you don't even defend him.
Has called Clarence Thomas a, quote, Uncle Tom.
Right? It's bad, right? And look at this nigga. Who the head of the date committee right now? They're trying to destroy Donald Trump. This nigga. And April 14th, who he was trying to destroy? Another nigga. Calling him Uncle Tom. The same nigga right now, that's the head of the date committee that was trying to destroy Donald Trump, is the same nigga that they were trying to use to destroy Clarence Thomas back then. Calling him Uncle Tom. Because guess what? The white people couldn't do it.
What did you mean by that?
He doubled down on that again yesterday.
And it's bad.
Suggested Mitch McConnell was a racist.
It's bad when the white people defend the black people, the white liberal news station, Morning Joe, defend Clarence Thomas more than the black man.
Said a lot of really inflammatory things.
Well, if you look at his decisions on the court, they have been adverse to the minority community.
How would any member on this committee, any person in this room, or any person in this country would like sleaze said about him or her in this fashion?
Spread all across the news. Lies. Talking about you done pulled your dick out. You done showed porno, right? All kind of disgusting ass things. Just like they done with Kavanaugh. You done took some pussy. We got raped. You done got a girl drunk. You're 14 years old. This happened. We believe. Me too. The same thing they done with Kavanaugh, they done with Clarence Thomas first. Spread it all over the news. Lies. Right? Before the confirmation, all kind of shit come out. Oh, he took the pussy. Lies. Why is it only Republicans taking pussy before they get nominated to the Supreme Court? It's always the Republicans. It's always the conservatives taking pussy. Huh? It's never a Me Too movement when it's a Democrat against Bill Clinton, against Joe Biden. It's never a movement with them. The only reason there was a movement with Como because y'all was through with him. You didn't need him no more. Huh? He still ain't got charged. Some of the charges got dropped. When the Democrats use you, they through with you, they expose your ass. They've been lynching Clarence Thomas for years.
Does that cause you any concerns?
No, I think Benny Thompson, as you know, is a very close friend. Ben and I knew each other for 20 years before we ever came to Congress.
You think it's all right to be calling the Supreme Court Justice
all of us,
Uncle Tom?
All of us have ways of expressing our disappointment. I am very disappointed in Clarence Thomas.
He totally dismissed the Uncle Tom. Well, all of us display our emotions a little differently. I am very disappointed in Clarence Thomas. What? That's not the question. He asked you, was it okay to basically call him a nigga or Uncle Tom? He didn't ask you about, was you friends of your decision or why you mad at him? Was it okay for another person to call him Uncle Tom in front of all these white folks?
Do you think he's an Uncle Tom?
Or this dirt dredged up and this gossip and these lies displayed in this manner?
Lies. right? They've been trying to get Clarence Thomas and lynch Clarence Thomas for the last 20 damn years, 30 damn years. They can't have a black man the head of the Supreme Court. That's more important than the president right now. He's more important than Joe Biden right now. They can't have that. Huh? They tried to knock him down on every level. Call him racist, call him Uncle Tom. Right? Saying he to marry a white woman. Talked about his wife. Saying he too conservative. Talk about he gonna destroy gay marriage. Right? Call him a sellout. Right? Every name in the book. But now he's the most powerful black man in the world. Probably the most powerful person in the world. And they hate it. We got to get this nigga out of that position. Huh? Why? I thought this was what the country was supposed to be about. Diversity. Right? It's supposed to be about fairness. It's supposed to be about law, order, right? It's supposed to be. We ran our country on a democracy, on the republic. You know what I'm saying? On the democracy. What are we doing? We are a land of laws, and is the head judge, right? He's the head Supreme Court judge. So they got to get this nigga out of here. Right? Because they can't have him making decisions for America because he's too conservative. And he's the head of the conservative justice. He's the longest standing conservative. He's the longest standing judge right now. He's the head. Ain't nobody over him. And he's still a young nigga. He still got all his marbles. He got another good 10 strong in him. Well, all these justices been living probably 20. They got to get him out of here.
How would any person like it?
And the people I represent have a real issue with an African American not being sensitive to those issues.
Well, I don't know. You don't know? The Supreme Court Justice is an Uncle Tom? Well, he's not the only Supreme Court Justice there now. We have 9 of them. Right.
Like, is he Uncle Tom? But he's not the only Supreme Court Justice there. We got 9 of them. Right? But he's the only black person there, right? He's the only nigga that can be called an Uncle Tom. Right? And this other dude said, I talk to black constituents, you know what I'm saying, that says, no, you talk to black liberals. Get it straight. You ain't talking no black conservatives. About, I don't like Clarence Thomas decisions. I don't like that. But I love Obama's. I love how Obama put the gays in the army, the gays in the bathroom, the gays in the sports. I like that shit. But I don't like what Clarence Thomas doing. I don't know if he's a sellout or not. I don't know if he's Uncle Tom or not, but I am very disappointed in Clarence Thomas.
But he's the only one that's been called an Uncle Tom. I think that's an extraordinary insult.
Calling him an Uncle Tom, though, isn't that a racially charged term?
For some it is.
For white people, that's why you can't use it. That's why they use me to do it. Right? That's a racial term. If a white person was to use it, that's why they can't use it, but they get a nigga to do it. Huh? And they broadcast it all on the news. This dude was all on the radio stations, all on the black Muslim churches saying the shit. Right? Oh, he's an Uncle Tom. Right? Because other white people can't say it because it's racist. But they can get him to say it. Right? And now we don't push the envelope so far, now white people can say it. White people can call him Uncle Clarence and get away with it now. Back then, 8 years ago when Barack Obama was in office in 2014, it was racist for a white person to call a black person Uncle Clarence. They couldn't do it. Even CNN was shocked. Now CNN doing it. Think how far the pendulum have swung. It went from CNN being shocked that somebody sent Uncle Tom to CNN saying that they damn self.
The Supreme Court is not worth it.
Well, that may be, and you have to ask Bennet Thompson about that. As you know, there are certain words and phrases I do not use, but I am, and I will never back away from this. I am extremely disappointed.
No job is worth it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for my name, my family, my life, and my integrity.
But to others, it's the truth.
Because, looking at that and hearing that kind of language, that certainly wouldn't be, appropriate if it was coming from somebody who was white.
Huh? It wouldn't be appropriate if it was coming from somebody who was white. Look how the morals of CNN have changed. It wouldn't be appropriate if it came from somebody that was white. Now Uncle Clarence has posted all on their damn CNN feed and all they can say Uncle Clarence all the way on Joy Reid on MSNBC. I mean, Uncle Clarence is ringing. They can wear Uncle Clarence shirts, go out there with Uncle Clarence signs, But it was racist then, right? But it's okay now. It's okay to be racist now. Look how a pendulum has swung, right? Look at the thing with abortion, right? It went from 3 months, right, to basically birth on the man. So look how the swingling. Oh, we were abortions and pro-choice and stuff like that, but we were restrictions. You know what I'm saying? At 3 months is a life, and 3 months they even had. I mean, back then they even thought some time limits on abortions was illegal, was cruel. That's why late-term abortions was illegal, because people actually thought it was cruel. Like, you can't abort a baby. It's a time limit. It's a date. You know what I'm saying? That's the actual baby. So it was laws against protecting, the baby after a certain time. Then they went to court and got that law obliterated. Then it was okay to kill him at 9 months. You see how the pendulum swung? From 3 months is after 3 months is cruel to 9 months is nothing. It's accepted. You give them a little and they take a lot. Back then, it was racist to call Clarence Thomas all these names. Now it's not.
I think something is dreadfully wrong with this country when any person in this free country would be subjected to this.
Justice in this country.
Clarence Thomas has had an experience of being genuinely Southern and being proudly black.
He got a history of being genuinely Southern and proudly black. The same as Benny Thompson grew up, the same as Claiborne grew up, but you know what I'm saying? But the same as a lot of these other supposedly black people done grew up in. That's in the Senate. But the only difference is Clarence Thomas is conservative. Right? And it's damn shame when Morning Joe got to take up for him and the black people not taking up for him. Like, I understand he's a Republican, but I got to take up for the black man, and I can't let them people. I mean, you can call him something else, and you can debate him on his decisions and his cases and stuff like that. But I can't let you sit up there and call another black man a sellout or Uncle Tom. Right? Back then, it was not accepted. But liberals have made it to the point where everything is accepted. They can be racist. They say take out the racist shit. We're gonna take out the racist shit. We're gonna take out Mrs. Butterworth. We're gonna take out Speedy Gonzalez. We're gonna take up all this thing because they got racial tones, right? We're gonna take them out of movies. But then we can get up here and hold signs, say Uncle Clarence. Clarence is a sellout. White people doing it. Look how far we done came.
Just like you, and his experience led him to a different philosophy about government, and I don't know that he should be castigated because his experience as a black American is different from Benny Thompson's experience as a black American. Can't we disagree with each other without insulting each other and calling each other names?
Sure we can.
This is not a closed room. There was an FBI investigation.
But I'm black.
So I can call him Uncle Tom, right? Think about it. It was racist then. I'm black. I can do it. In 2014, I'm black. I can do it. She asked him, was it racist? And it wasn't racist then. I'm black. I can do it. Even he knew it was racist back then. That's why he said, I'm black. I can do it. White people ain't supposed to do it. Well, guess what? They can do it now. Liberals can be openly racist now, and it's accepted.
So it makes it okay?
Well, I mean, you asked me the question, and I'm giving you the response.
And I talked to someone yesterday who told me that they were highly insulted by some of the expressions that Clarence Thomas has made in his writings, in his opinions. A lot of African Americans find his opinions.
So it's okay to call him Uncle Clarence in front of white folks. Now it's so accepted, like the word nigga, that you got white folks saying nigga, calling each other niggas and calling black people niggas, right? And you got white people saying Uncle Tom, Uncle Clarence to a black man. So now the things that wasn't accepted by even liberals back then, like late-term abortion and the word nigga, right? And calling people Uncle Toms, is accepted now.
Very insulting.
All right, but
he has a right to that.
The people that I represent, for the most part, have a real issue with those decisions. Voter ID.
Right? They're still talking about vote. This is 2014. 2014, right? They still talking about voter ID. Black people, ain't no black people get mad at Clarence Thomas for no motherfucking voter ID back in 2014, and they were showing the hell ain't mad at him in 2022.
Affirmative action.
Affirmative action. Right? Clarence Thomas can't pass no damn affirmative action. He's only a judge. Right? Affirmative action got to be passed by Congress. So how the hell do black people mad at Clarence Thomas for that?
The Affordable Care Act.
Affordable Care Act. How in the fuck is Clarence Thomas, right, passing the Affordable Care Act? That got to be voted on by Congress also, right? So why in the hell is black people mad at that? You see all these lies, right? You see all these responsibilities they put on Clarence Thomas that he has nothing to do with, that he can do nothing about. And if he can't do something about it, he stick with the Constitution. You see how they lynching him in public? Oh, therefore they would Voter Rights Act. He has nothing to do with none of that, right? They was blaming Donald Trump last year. Now it's all of a sudden Clarence Thomas. You were blaming Republicans. Now it's all of a sudden the Supreme Court judge back then. Y'all need to make up your mind. Who is responsible? I guess whatever villain is after time is the most dangerous to our democracy. It was Donald Trump, right? And then every senator race, every Congress, every senator, every governor, it's the same thing with them, democracy, right? And it's the same thing now. Clarence Thomas is endangering our democracy. He was then and he is now. The same accusations. They don't ever change. The players do.
All those issues are very important.
This is not an opportunity to talk about difficult matters privately or in a closed environment. This is a circus.
Benny Thompson, though? So you have no problems with him calling him Uncle Tom?
Well, Benny Thompson's a very close personal friend.
Right.
We don't always use the same words and phrases.
And for someone in the court who's African American and not sensitive to that is a real problem.
Huh? So now we got to call him a sellout. Now we got to band together with all these white folks and brand this man a sellout, Uncle Tom. And we got to make this word regular now so now they can post it. And they can say it on the news. And they can be openly racist. Right? The reason why a lot of white people are openly racist is because liberals, you know what I'm saying, allow them to be. Then they code it through things like Black Lives Matter, where white people can get up there and call black people sellouts for being police officers or not agreeing with Black Lives Matter or something. They can call them sellouts and they don't understand the black community and all this sort of shit, right? White people can go after law enforcement officers and go after politicians and things like that. White people can use the Black Lives Matter and go out to abortion clinics and say, we don't care for abortion right. It's always the bitches that's not having babies. It's always the cities and the states that's not having abortions that want to say the most. Why is we riding in L.A. and New York and Chicago and in places like that when abortion laws ain't gonna fuck with none of them? You can still have an abortion out here in 9 months. You can go to New York and still have an abortion at 9 months. Right? I made some jokes. Look, I made some jokes on Facebook and some people got it and some people didn't, right? Let me tell you some of the things I said on Facebook, right, for the people up in here. And let me see do y'all get the jokes, right? Because I'm a sarcastic comedian. Some people didn't get it, right? My first one was, right, I had to finally get mad and say some shit, right? My first one was it said they should have forced marriage. They should have forced marriage. You get a girl pregnant, you gotta marry her for a minimum of 18 years, unless you got enough money to take care of your kids. Then you can leave, right? The moral in that skit is, if you a man, you a nigga, if you can't have a baby, don't get the fucking girl pregnant, right? It's simple. Or if you can't get the girl pregnant, if you can't take care of the baby, right, and you got to move on, you can take care of nothing. No, make a penalty. Well, this nigga got to stay there with the baby, go through the pains and the trials and the tribulations and all that old shit right there, and go the same thing with her until he get enough money to leave. No, penalize his ass too. He can't go nowhere. You know who the daddy is. Y'all can't go nowhere. Y'all stuck together unless your ass make enough money to leave and you can take care of your kid from afar. Other than that, your ass is stuck. Huh? That's the middle of that. Okay, well, let me go to my next one, right? If you're not ready to marry her, right, don't have a baby by her, right? Make your decisions smart. My next one, right? Ladies, thank you for protesting abortion and not protesting niggas not taking care of their kids, right? Y'all protesting at the abortion clinic, but y'all not protesting at the child support office. Y'all not protesting at the Superior Court to make these niggas take care of these kids. Y'all not protesting at niggas' jobs. Huh? You protesting about abortions and the kids that's not here and to stop them from coming here, but y'all ain't protesting nothing about the kids that's already here. So, ladies, thank you for protesting, right, abortions, which is going to make it easier for niggas like me who don't want to take care of kids anyway, and not protesting niggas taking care of their kids. Right? Niggas not being in the household. Niggas out there shooting and gang banging and selling drugs instead of reading their kid a book. So thank you for that. Right? My next one. Men, we need to fight for abortions unless we want to start getting jobs and taking care of these kids. And I like my little extra weed money. Right? So in other words, that little joke was, okay, right? Y'all sitting up there fighting for abortions, and the niggas are sitting back not doing nothing. We sitting back, we gonna get off both ways, right? Because we don't want no kids, and we don't want to pay for no abortions, right? I mean, some niggas, right? So when you got somebody out there fighting for abortions, the dude and the broke nigga out the house like, go ahead, because I'm not taking care of no kids anyway. Go ahead. So they need to start fighting for abortion too, because all these broke niggas need to start stepping up because they don't want to pay for no babies. They don't want to take care of no kids. So they need to start fighting for abortion rights too. What you waiting on, nigga? Start fighting for abortions. Because you for damn sure don't want to take care of no kid. You for damn sure ain't man enough. So you fight for abortions too. Worse and harder than all these fucking liberals. You should be at every fucking march, right? You should be having every fucking sign, right? You should be learning every fucking Roe versus Wade rally. You should be doing all that. But no, you can sit up there and they go out there and protest. We want to kill him, baby. We want to do this. While you sit your ass out the house like, yeah, bitch, do that shit. I'm finna get high on this weed. Huh? That's the point of that. Right? Okay, my next one, right? Thank God hood rats trust me enough to have sex with me, but not trust me enough to have a baby by me. You know what I'm saying? Some people say hood rats make bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so, right? So it's going to be some females out there to trust to have unprotected sex with dudes, right? Oh, I trust you to have unprotected sex with you. But when the baby come, but I don't trust you enough to have a baby by you, so guess what? The baby got to go. But I trust you enough to have this unprotected sex with you. I trust you enough to do all that other stuff. I don't know where you come from, where you been, what you're doing, and none of that shit, but I trust you enough for that. Right? But I don't trust you enough to have a baby by you, right? And it proves it because as soon as I get pregnant, I get scared because I know what type of nigga you are with your last kids and how you are with me. So I got to get rid of it. But I still trust you enough. Right? I think one more. I think I got one more. Okay, this is the last one. I know women who got abortions because they cheated and didn't know who the baby daddy was, right? I know this personally. Women done cheated, don't know who the baby daddy was. They married and fucking with somebody and don't know who the baby daddy was because they fucking with another nigga on the side. They side dude, they don't use a condom with neither one of them, and she got pregnant, so she had to get an abortion. I've seen that, right? Was mad at their man, right? I done saw women who got mad at the man and say, you know what? Fuck you, nigga. I'm finna kill your baby. You know what I'm saying? I done seen that. I done heard that. I done heard women tell me that. Fuck that nigga. I want finna kill that nigga baby. To hurt the dude. You know what I'm saying? And they knew it was her because some dudes actually want the baby. Right? And I done a show on that. A lady who probably in this chat, I forgot. I want to remember her name. She's in my about paternal and things like that. But I heard about things like that. I would kill the baby. I would threaten to hurt the person, to hurt the man, to hurt the woman, to hurt the grandmother, to hurt the whoever it may be. Right? I done saw women convinced by a man because he know he wasn't no damn good and he didn't want to take care of no baby. Right? He already had a baby, mama, you know what I'm saying? Or he wanted to keep on doing the drugs, or he didn't want to stop what the fuck he was doing as far as living his best life. Right? So he convinced the girl to have an abortion. I done seen that. I had my friends do that. I had family members do that. I done saw mothers give women ultimatums, right? You ain't gonna bring no kids in my house. You know, you don't take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end up taking care of that kid. And I'm not taking care of no kid. I done took care of you. Right? And you grown. You can't take care of your own kid. So I suggest you get an abortion. Right? I done saw them pressured by their friends. You know what I'm saying? Talking about their situation. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, she don't need no baby. Fuck that nigga. Or fuck the, you know what I'm saying, situation. The baby gonna slow you down. And girl, you don't need no shit right now. You know what I'm saying? A baby too much to handle right now. You ain't, I done saw the friends pressure them. But me personally, and I'm not saying it don't exist. right? Because I'm pretty sure it exists. But me personally, every woman I've heard who got an abortion was for one of them reasons. It was never because I think I'm finna die. It was never because of that. Because every woman I know who had that situation, who they thought the baby was gonna die or thought they was gonna die, every black woman I knew stuck it out. I have not known one black woman who was in that situation say, you know what? They say my baby is gonna die, right? So I'm finna go get aborted. I have never seen that. I didn't even know that existed until I got to learning about abortion. Because every black woman I know tried to ride that shit out or wrote it out. Every one of them. I've never heard of that. I never heard of a woman going to get an abortion. That's why it was shocking to me. And I'm from LA and I'm from the hood, right? I have never heard of a black woman going to get an abortion because she was sick or the baby might die. And even if they said the baby might come out slightly, they still had it. I'm telling you what I know.
It's a national disgrace.
And the other thing that you were talking about is the fact that you believe that some of the opposition, maybe even much of the opposition to the president, is...
This was Barack Obama was in office. Not talking about Joe Biden. Remember, they're talking about Barack Obama.
Is because of the color of his skin.
Well, I've been here a long time, and I've seen a lot of issues come before Congress.
It's okay for you to call Clarence Thomas Uncle Tom, but it's not okay for anybody to criticize Barack Obama or will be racist. You see how the Democrats do that shit?
I've never seen the venom put forth on another candidate.
What about a Supreme Court judge? Have you ever saw that venom?
Or a president, like I've seen with this president.
And from my standpoint, as a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching.
A high-tech lynching. And don't nobody lynch nobody better than the fucking Democrats, right? Because remember I told you, back then, talking about racist shit was wrong. It was supposed to be wrong for politicians. But remember, back when Clarence Thomas first got elected, racism was still allowed. So when Clarence Thomas talked about a lynching, guess what? White liberals can talk about it too. They can openly talk about lynching a nigga in public.
And that's my opinion.
And are there specific things that people have said that are racially tinged that make you say that, or you think it's just you're just reading the tea leaves of what's going on?
For uppity blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves.
I've seen quite a few State of the Union messages. I've never heard a president called a liar.
You never heard a president called a liar, but you getting on TV trying to persecute a president, calling him a liar and not letting him defend himself, right? It's real good. You can convict anybody if they can't defend their damn self, right? You can convict anybody. Oh, yeah. And nobody has the right to defend themselves. That's supposed to be the American way, to defend yourself. How you going to persecute a man on live TV and he not able to defend himself? Ain't that what they call a lynching? I ain't never heard somebody who getting lynched defend themselves. They tried to, but guess what? They got lynched anyway.
In a State of the Union message.
So you think Congressman Wilson, that was race-based?
Well, I've never heard it before. I mean, it was a stupid decision, question, statement, but it has no real bearing there.
To do for themselves, to have different ideas.
Mitch McConnell saying that his comments were racist.
Well, it had nothing to do with that. The comments were insensitive. To say to a president that you're going to oppose anything that he puts up is just totally.
But you think it was race-based?
Well, I've never heard it said to any other president.
Huh? You hear that? Until Donald Trump. Right? They done Donald Trump. I never heard it said to any other president. The same thing the liberals do, right? They lynch people in public. Then act like they the victims. Oh, we can lynch Clarence Thomas. We can call him Uncle Tom. Right? We can call him all these names. We can lynch him in public. We can even get white people to lynch him in public too. And call him names. And talk about lynching him. Because it's liberal, they can get away with it.
And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you.
And in our nation's capital, activists burned the American flag. One sign next to the burning flags read, F.U. Thomas, Alito, Coney, Barrett, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Roberts.
Remember, this is now that they're saying that. You know, they were saying worse stuff about Clarence Thomas back then.
And some of the left are specifically targeting Justice Clarence Thomas after he suggested the court should reconsider its ruling on gay marriage and contraception.
You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured.
Impeach Clarence Thomas. What do we do with him? Let's keep it real.
Put him back in the fields.
Huh? What did liberals say? You're gonna put him back in the fields? That wasn't racist? After we impeach Clarence Thomas, what are we gonna do with him? We're gonna put Clarence Thomas back in the fields. What do you mean by that? Mr. White progressive, Mr. White liberal man, why would you put a nigga back in the fields? Or a black man back in the fields? I don't understand that.
I mean, he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
He's a dumb shit scumbag. Put him back in the fields.
Put him back in the fields. Put Clarence Thomas back in the fields like a nigga supposed to be. Huh? They was openly racist back then, like they openly racist now. Fuck him, Uncle Tom, all those, Uncle Clarence, all those stuff. They was talking about lynching them back then. Worse than Uncle Tom and fuck you.
Like what?
I don't know, because I'm all about peace, but I would say torture.
Torture. They want to torture Clarence Thomas. Torture. Watch what she want to do to Clarence Thomas.
We impeach Clarence Thomas. What do we do with him?
What do we do with him? String him up.
String him up. What you gonna? You mean rope him up? And string is a resemblance to rope. You see how the liberals act? After we impeach Clarence Thomas, what we gonna do? String him up, put him back in the fields, torture him. Huh? String him up. This is how the liberals think.
And his wife too. Let's get rid of Ginny.
And then what?
And the wife. Don't just get rid of him. String up his wife too, because she like niggas. Don't leave her out.
Start all over. Scalia. Who are the other assholes? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
String him up, eh?
String him up.
No coke,
Thomas, his wife, Scalia, Roberts. Oh my God.
By a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
You will be getting lynched, right? And guess who else want to lynch you? White liberals.
After we impeach Clarence Thomas, what should we do with him?
I can't say that. I don't want to be on camera saying that.
Saying what? You can say anything. We're all friends. Hang him.
Hang him. After we through impeaching him, we can string him up, put him back in the fields, and hang him. I don't see no white Republican conservatives saying that about Barack Obama. Not even Tim Scott. But I don't see. I don't hear about no Republicans or the conservatives putting people back in the fields. I don't hear them talking about taking it back to the 50s like the bitch off of The View. I don't hear them saying stringing people up. I don't hear people saying torturing people, cutting off their toes and feeding them to them. I don't hear that. But you hear that from the left, and it's all good. The most racist shit come from the left, but it's accepted. But as soon as a black person or a white person from the Republican side speak out, is racist. But they can get on here and say they can stream people and hang people all in public. This is back in the days. Right? Fuck you. Go to their house, burn shit down, talk about their wife. Got Samuel Jackson calling him Uncle Tom, Uncle Clarence. All the black people coming out. Lori Lightfoot calling him Uncle Clarence at gay pride parades. It's a public lynching of a black man, and people don't see it. They've been lynching him. Right, now they're getting niggas to do it. Back then they had white people do it, and they had a black female do it. Now they got gays doing it. Now they got a certain pro-choice rights groups doing it. Now they got entertainers doing it. Now they got athletes doing it. Now they got news and entertainment shows doing it, right? At first it was just the Democrats and the Congress doing it. Now it's open season. I'm the most powerful black man in the world. Rock ain't the most powerful black man in the world. It's Clarence Thomas. It's not LeBron James. It's Clarence Thomas. Huh? The most powerful black man in the world. You name me another black man more powerful than Clarence Thomas right now. Right? You name me another black man that's more persecuted than Clarence Thomas right now. You name me another black man that's more targeted than Clarence Thomas right now. And you name me another black man who don't give a fuck more than Clarence Thomas right now. And I'm out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Clarence Thomas don't give a fuck. Say what you want to, do what you want to. Clarence Thomas is going to beat him. He going to keep making his conservative rule, voicing conservative opinion, right? And sticking to the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? Clarence Thomas don't give a fuck. I'm out this bitch. I'll talk to y'all on the next video. Huh? See you on the next one.